Welcome back to the Deep Dive. We're here to help you communicate more clearly, more confidently.
That's right.
And today, we're jumping into something we're calling chat like a native. Specifically, mastering the power of space and structure when you speak.
Mm-hmm.
Ever feel like words just tumble out too fast? Or you lean on and maybe a bit too much?
Oh, yeah. Happens to everyone. Learners, native speakers, you name it.
It's super common, but also, yeah, frustrating.
Absolutely. But here's the thing. You don't need some huge vocabulary boost to sound more polished, easier to follow, like a native speaker often does.
Okay.
We're looking at some surprisingly simple but honestly really effective techniques today. Think of it like a little software update for how you talk.
I like that. An OS update for talking. Okay, let's unpack this then. These fillers. We all use them.
We do.
But why? Why do they pop up, and why do they sometimes make us feel, less clear even when we know our stuff?
Yeah, it's fascinating, actually. What often happens is your mouth kind of gets ahead of your brain.
Right.
Your brain's still standing, searching for that perfect word or how to phrase the next bit, but sound's already coming out.
Okay.
It's like a slight processing lag. Your mouth's trying to keep the rhythm going while the brain catches up.
So it's not always about being unsure or lacking confidence. That feels like a really important point.
Exactly. It's often just processing time,
Ah,
which reframes how we should think about them, right?
right.
They're not always a sign of weakness. Sometimes it's just the brain doing its job. So the goal isn't just stop doing that. It's more about managing that process.
Okay, managing it makes sense.
And, we should be clear. Some words people think of as fillers, linguists call them discourse markers. They actually do real work in conversation.
Like what?
They help organize ideas, signal a topic shift, maybe soften your tone a bit. So the goal isn't zero markers that sound robotic.
Right, unnatural.
It's about using markers intentionally and using smart pauses. It's the overuse, especially like starting every single sentence with or so, that blurs your message.
And maybe makes you sound less confident than you actually are.
Exactly. It becomes a habit that gets in the way, rather than a tool you use carefully.
Okay, so if some fillers are okay, but overuse is the problem, how do we get more intentional? How do we find that balance between sounding natural but also clear? What's the secret?
Well, this is where two really powerful skills come into play, and they're surprisingly trainable.
Okay, I'm listening.
Pause control and chunking.
Pause, control, and chunking. All right.
Pause control is basically swapping out that filler noise with silence. Purposeful silence.
Purposeful silence. Okay.
Think of it like giving your ideas and your listener a moment to breathe. You're choosing silence as a communication tool.
I like that framing. Giving ideas space to breathe sounds less stressful for me and better for whoever's listening.
And then chunking. Chunking is about speaking in small, clear idea units, little packages of meaning.
Packages.
Each one with a clean start and finish, delivering one main thought at a time, basically. Makes it super easy for the listener to follow along.
Right, digestible chunks. Okay, I love this idea of giving ideas space, but you mentioned training this. You said 1 minute a day. Really, that seems almost too easy for something that sounds like it could have a big impact.
It sounds simple, and it is simple to do, but don't underestimate it. It's powerful. The source materials we looked at lay out these straightforward daily drills.
Daily drill.
Yeah, it's all about consistency, just a little bit every day. You're retraining those automatic habits in your brain and mouth. It really works.
Okay, you've convinced me to listen closer. There's one specific drill you mentioned, the 60-second pause and chunk workout. How does that actually work? Walk us through it.
Yeah, this is the core practice. It's built for clarity, for confidence. Super simple setup. You need your phone timer and a simple topic or prompt.
Got it. Timer, prompt.
Okay, so here's the structure. You speak about your first idea for 12 seconds, just 12 seconds.
Sure. Okay.
Then you take a purposeful pause, 2 to 3 seconds, and this is key. Mouth closed, breathe quietly through your nose.
Mouth closed. Breathe through the nose. Why is that bit important?
It stops the airflow that often leads to sound starting up. It's a physical stopgap, and it feels deliberate. It's an active mental reset, not just dead air.
Okay. A physical trick. Got it. So 12 seconds speaking, 2-3 seconds pause. Then what?
Then you repeat. Second idea, 12 seconds. Another 2-3 second pause. Third idea, 12 seconds pause. Fourth idea, 12 seconds pause.
Okay, so 4 chunks of ideas, each with a pause after it.
Exactly. And then, for the final 12 seconds, you wrap it up with one concise concluding sentence.
4 distinct ideas, 5 intentional pauses, all in just 60 seconds.
Ooh.
That forces you to be really concise. What kind of prompts work well for this? I can imagine just staring blankly if I do this daily.
Keep it simple, especially at first. Things like one app that saves me time and why, or a small problem I solved this week.
Okay, practical things.
Yeah, or maybe what our team should focus on next. Or even, explain a tool you use often to someone new. Just pick something familiar, something you can talk about for 12 seconds without too much panic.
That makes it feel very doable, connecting it to real life. Okay, and you mentioned rules. There are rules while doing the drill.
Yes, crucial rules. These are what really help break the old habits. Rule 1, no filler rescue.
No filler rescue. What does that mean?
It means if you feel an or like starting to bubble up, you don't just let it happen.
Okay.
You stop. You take that 2-3 second pause early, right then. Then you continue your thought. You actively replace the filler impulse with intentional silence.
Ah, okay. So instead of saying you just pause, that takes discipline.
It does. It's like building a muscle.
Yeah.
Second rule, one idea per chunk. Keep those 12-second blocks focused. If a sentence gets too long or starts wandering off topic, just finish the thought cleanly, take your pause, and then start the next chunk fresh. Don't try to cram too much into one 12-second slot.
Got it. Keep it tight.
Yeah.
And the last rule.
Marker budget. Remember those discourse markers like so or well?
Yeah.
Aim for a maximum of 2 per minute. And use them deliberately, not just automatically at the start of every chunk. You're editing yourself in real time.
Max 2.
Yeah.
Wow, okay. So this whole drill is actively rewiring things, replacing the automatic filler noise with planned silence, forcing focused thoughts.
Yeah.
That pause isn't empty time. It's giving your brain the processing moment it needed anyway, but now it's quiet and controlled.
That's a brilliant way to put it. Exactly. And to help make those chunks even clearer, the sources suggest using chunk starters.
Chunk starters, like signposts.
Precisely. Little phrases that signal to your listener what kind of information is coming. They add structure.
Okay, give me some examples.
Sure. To open a chunk, maybe.
Yeah.
The key point is, or what we're seeing is, kind of sets the stage. For
Right.
giving a reason, or the main reason for this is simple, direct, for instance. Or just, for example, classic. And for talking about a benefit or what's next, so this means, or okay, next we should.
And then to wrap it up.
Something clear like so in short, or to sum up.
That adds so much clarity. It's not just about not using fillers, it's about actively guiding the listener.
Okay, but what about practice when you don't have a full minute, like between meetings or something?
Ah, yeah, good question. There's a neat little quiet beats micro drill for that. Takes like 30 seconds.
Quiet beats. Okay.
Say you're waiting for Zoom to load. Just read a short sentence in your head, maybe from an email.
Okay.
Then say it out loud, but insert a deliberate 2-second pause right before the last clause or phrase. Then finish the sentence.
Can you give an example?
Sure, like the sentence is, we can reduce customer churn by fixing the onboarding process, you'd say.
Yeah.
We can reduce customer churn, 2-second pause, by fixing the onboarding process.
Ah, I see. Breaking it slightly before the end.
Exactly. Do that maybe 5 times with different sentences. Your ear actually starts to notice and even appreciate that little beat of silence. It makes the end punchier. That's clever.
Yeah.
Sneaking practice into tiny gaps in the day. Okay, so how does all this translate to, say, real work situations? Those drills are great, but applying it live feels different.
Totally. That's where chunk templates can be really helpful, pre-planning your structure.
Chunk templates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Think about a common situation like your daily stand-up meeting. Often feels rushed, right?
FM.
So use a template. Chunk 1, context. Yesterday I finished X. Chunk 2, blocker. Right now I'm blocked by Y. Chunk 3, plan ask. So today I'll focus on Z and I need A from person B, C. Short, clear chunks.
Okay, yeah. Context, blocker, plan. Very clear. What about explaining something more complex?
Same idea, maybe. Chunk 1, definition, here's what X means. Chunk 2, it's important because. Chunk 3, for example, we saw. Chunk 4, action. So the next step is using those chunk starters we talked about makes it flow naturally.
That structure really takes the pressure off figuring out how to say it so you can focus on what you're saying.
Oh.
Okay, but let's be honest.
Yeah.
You're trying hard, you're practicing, but then in a meeting, and just slips out. You freeze. What then? Do you just mentally beat yourself up?
Haha, no. Absolutely not. There's a recovery play for exactly this.
A recovery play? Okay, tell me.
If you catch yourself mid, or you just freeze, don't panic. First step, close your mouth. Second, take one quick, quiet breath through your nose. Just one beat. That's your reset.
Okay, mouth closed, one nose breath.
Then jump back in with a chunk starter. Like, okay, so the next point is, or, for example, or what I mean is just pick one and keep going. Don't apologize. Don't draw attention to it. Just recover and move forward.
Like a verbal course correction?
Yeah.
That's really practical.
Yeah.
It feels forgiving. Which brings up another point, that this isn't just for us, the speakers, is it? How does all this pausing and chunking actually help the person listening?
Oh, massively. That's a crucial point. Your pauses aren't just for you to catch your breath or think. They're vital for the listener, too.
How so?
That pause gives them time to process what you just said, to connect it to what came before, to think, okay, why does this matter to me? Maybe even picture the next step you're suggesting.
It lets the information sink in.
Exactly. Think of it like pressing the save button in their brain for that idea before you move on. And chunks do the same. Delivering information in manageable blocks makes it so much easier for them to store and remember. You're making it easy for them to listen.
It's like, if you try to pour water too quickly onto dry soil, it just runs off, right?
Perfect analogy.
But if you pour slowly, with pauses, it actually soaks in. That pause lets the idea penetrate. Wow. That's a powerful reason to do it.
It really is. It shifts the focus to being listener-centric.
Okay, so if I'm doing the 60-second drill, how do I know if I'm actually getting better, besides just feeling maybe slightly less awkward?
Yeah, there's a simple scoring system you can use right after each drill. It takes 10 seconds.
Scoring.
You rate yourself from 0 to 3 in 4 areas. First, prep. Was my message clear from the start? Second, delivery. Voice strong. Pace okay? Loud enough. Third, recovery. Did I catch any fillers trying to sneak in and use a pause instead? And fourth, listener first. Were my chunks clear? Did I use good signposts? Was the ending clean?
4 areas, 0 to 3 points each, so 12 points possible.
Yep. And the goal is to aim for 8 or more. It gives you quick, specific feedback on what to work on next time. Maybe your delivery was great, but your chunks were muddy, or vice versa.
That's smart. Tangible feedback. And I think you mentioned a plan to keep improving over time. It's not just the 60-second drill forever.
Right. There's a suggested 4-week level-up plan. Week 1 is all about control, just mastering that basic 60-second drill.
Okay.
Week 2 adds clarity. You bring in the quiet beats micro drill and start consciously using chunk starters in actual low-stakes work conversations.
Like stars really applying it.
Week 3 is pressure, practice with a friend, maybe record yourself on video, which is always revealing.
Oh, yeah. Cringeworthy but useful.
Exactly. Maybe even try taking surprise prompts. And week 4 is transfer. Really focus on using the pause and chunk method in real meetings, then reflect afterwards. What worked, what didn't.
That's a great roadmap. Control, clarity, pressure, transfer. Okay, one more thing on markers. You said so isn't necessarily evil. How can we use it well within that tiny budget?
So works well when it genuinely signals a result or a conclusion, like the data sync failed, so we rebuilt the charts. It shows cause and effect.
Okay.
Or it can be a gentle transition like, so moving on to the next item. The key is avoiding it as an automatic starter for every thought. Ask yourself, if I take out this so, does the sentence still make sense? If yes, maybe try a pause instead. Make it a choice.
Make it intentional. That seems to be the theme here. You know, the source material had a really striking before and after example. Can you share that? It really hammered home the difference.
Oh, yeah. It's a great illustration. The before is something like, so the report is like late, because we had some issues. And we're trying to fix the charts, but like the data is still syncing. So
yeah, sounds familiar. Kind of rambling, hard to pin down the key info.
Exactly. Lots of noise, low clarity. The listener has to work hard.
And the after.
The after, using pause and chunks, sounds like this. The report will be ready at 4 p.m. Pause, because the data sync failed overnight. Pause, we rebuilt the charts this morning. Pause. For example, the revenue tab now matches the source. Pause. In short, you'll have a clean copy by 4.
Wow. Night and day. Same core information, but the second one is clear, confident, professional, no fancy words needed, just structure and pauses.
That's the power of it. The impact is huge and immediate for the listener.
So it's clear how these small shifts, using silence, structuring thoughts, can totally change how people perceive you. Calmer, more confident, definitely more professional.
Absolutely. And the sources suggest that within about 2 weeks of doing this consistently, you'll still use some fillers. Nobody becomes perfect. That's not the goal.
Right. It's about reduction and control.
Exactly. But you'll sound calmer. You'll start and end sentences more cleanly. People might even interrupt you less because your structure makes it clear you're not finished yet.
That's a nice side effect.
And the biggest win, listeners will actually remember your main points. And they'll be more likely to act on them because the ideas landed clearly.
Which is ultimately why we communicate, right? To be understood, to have an impact. This deep dive really shows that focusing on make space makes sense 1 minute at a time. That's how you can genuinely start to chat like a native, making sure your ideas don't just get heard, but actually stick.
Couldn't agree more. So the final thought for everyone listening is, how are you going to use a little silence, a little structure to make your very next conversation more impactful? Maybe starting today.